to my YouTube channel. I am a software developer by profession, and I've been in the industry developing software for multinationals, for big banks for the last 15 plus years. I had also worked as a corporate trainer for 5 years, teaching people straight from the college on how to code. In my free time, I also love teaching kids how to code. So teaching coding is one of my most favorite pastimes. Right from my elder daughter, when she was 5 years old, I've been teaching her how to code, and her friends have been joining for some of those dates. Now, why do I do that? What's the need for me to spend hours outside of my working hours trying to teach kids how to code? My own daughter, how to code. Do I think it's gonna just make her into Elon Musk one day? No. But I, being in the IT field, being in the technology field, and a great lover of technology, what I believe is technology is a great leveler. I come from a family where, although we had conservative views, but education was given a great importance, and that's why I took a college education and I reached here. And what I feel is, I have seen women who could do so much more if only they had the exposure to what was happening around their world. And technology is something which can enable so many of people to do so many different things. What I mean to say is, if you look around yourself, you will find everything being automated these days. And similarly, I believe that technology is again going to be the next enabler, next leveler. Why do I believe so? Because if you look around yourself, you'll find every single thing being automated these days. Right from your cooker, oven, which can be timed and which can be programmed to run at a certain temperature for some time, to your washing machine, which would first run the pre-wash and then it will run the washing cycle for so many different modes. Everything is automated. Your Alexa, your Google smart homes, everything is now being automated. And I think in this world, it's very important to know what is happening around you, to understand what is happening with things around you. A computer is not just inside a laptop or desktop. My kids have never even seen a desktop, or say a smartphone. Computer is there in every small thing, and they need to understand this and how to handle it. Because, not everyone grows up to be a mathematician or a writer, but reading and writing is an essential skill. It's a life skill. Everyone needs to know how to read, how to write, how to do some basic maths. Not because their careers would just involve those skills, but because whatever field they're in, they would need those skills. They would need to read, write, and perform basic calculations in their day-to-day life. Similarly, with so much of automation happening around, I think coding is just as important. Programming, at least the ability to understand it, is just as important. And I think if the kids understand that, they'll be able to not just develop applications in whatever career they are. They'll be able to understand, say they're in retail, everything being automated, they'll be able to understand what goes behind those scenes. If they are in medicine, they'll be able to see how all these tests are getting automated, or how technology is working in their field. Everything, right from these days we have Zoom calls, and kids these days are so technical because they are able to understand, they're able to play around with the technology. So on this note, I would say, in the future, there are only 30% of the jobs which we can envision right now. What I mean by that is, right now, if you think about future careers which our kids will be pursuing in, say, 20 years time, we cannot imagine the 70% of the careers that they would be working on, because the technology is changing so fast. What we can do is just enable them with these tools. Now, how to do that is the next question. With my experience of teaching programming, teaching technology, trying to make it easy to understand, from college kids or experienced people right from a 5-year-old, I have some tools. I have seen some things which work, other things which don't work, especially with my own kid. She's very temperamental, so I would strive to share all those techniques, all those tools with you all, because I think knowledge of the world belongs to the world, and I think I got it from one of my most favorite movies. But that is one of the passions that I have, to make technology easily accessible to everyone, and that's my this channel is my small effort to make this happen. In the next video, I'll show some of the applications that my kid developed initially, and I'll tell you what was the approach that I followed, because there is no point in just teaching kids to code, teaching them JavaScript, Python, all these hundreds of training centers around which tell you, oh, we'll make your kids into the next Bill Gates by teaching them Java and JavaScript and whatnot. Well, Bill Gates is not Bill Gates because he knows Java or JavaScript or even C#. Or Elon Musk is not Elon Musk because he's the best programmer in the world. These are people who know how to work with technology to provide the most innovative solutions. So you definitely need to know about the tools, which is coding in this case. But those tools will be of no use if you don't know what you're using them for. That is, what's the solution you're going to provide. All these people that we talked about, Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates, all these people, they knew about a problem and they tried to create solutions for them. So my child, I'll just give you an example for that. So Tanisi, she's a big Harry Potter fan, and in that book there is this place where she, the character in that, she writes something in the book and the book responds back, the diary responds back. Based on your mood, it just calculates. And although my daughter has a little bit idea about artificial intelligence, she plays around with Alexa, but she found it so fascinating that based on who you are, you write something in the diary and the diary responds back. Now that is from that Harry Potter book. And I think that was probably the first program that she wrote, in which she created a chatbot from Harry Potter, where you choose who to chat with. You can choose all one of the 4 characters, Ron, Hermione, Harry, or the baddie in there, Voldemort, and you can chat with them, and the chatbot will respond based on who they are and who you are. So that was a very interesting one. It was a very simple solution to a problem which she envisioned in her mind, which was quite fascinating. And that's where I picked up that first you need to know what problem you're solving and then give them the tools, right? So on that note, I'll stop this video, and in the next one I'll probably show you some of the different tools that I have used with 5-year-olds, with 10-year-old kids, or with older kids, or with even older people, or with even women like me, as to how they can learn some technology, some aspect of technology, and try to make their lives better with that. So on that note, thank you very much.